How's it going, guys? Drae here, and today I am super excited to be showing you guys some gameplay for Jurassic World Evolution. Now, this is an upcoming park management strategy game where you have to build a dino park, and hopefully nothing bad happens, but you know what? It's Jurassic World, so of course something bad is going to happen. But yeah, this is made by Frontier, the same people who made the very awesome Planet Coaster, and it's going to be coming out on June 12th, 2018. Now, what we're going to be checking out today is just some highlighted moments of some gameplay that I did a couple weeks ago in LA. Frontier was nice enough to fly a bunch of us YouTubers out. I checked out the game. Unfortunately, like I said, I only had an hour to play this. I want to play it so much more. From the little that I played, I just want to say this is one of the most anticipated games of mine of 2018. It is just perfect. Everything about it is amazing. So let's get into it and check out some gameplay for Jurassic World Evolution.
Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should, because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are, and you want to be ready before you try that.
Alright, and the first thing the game wanted me to do was make a Hammond creation lab. This is your Dinosaur Incubator. You put the eggs in here, and after a little bit of time, obviously a dinosaur pops out. So, just keep in mind, I was learning the game as I was playing this. I only had an hour to play it, but you had to connect that to the gate there. That way they go inside the gate instead of out towards the people. You know, that would not be too safe. But hey, that's what Jurassic World is all about.
Now comes the real test. Incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Big word for a not-so-little egg. Get one by clicking on the lab and then selecting an egg slot.
And after a brief incubation period, out pops our first dinosaur, the adorable Struthiomimus. Now, I want to talk about the dinosaur character models a little bit here because they're really, really impressive to me. I was actually talking to a developer while playing this, and I asked him, how do you make these things so realistic? And it makes sense. Obviously, this is a Jurassic World game. They have the backing of Jurassic World as well. Millions of dollars have went into the CGI of dinosaurs in the movies, and they were able to utilize some of that in this game. So you have realistic muscle structure, realistic bone structure, and when we check out some of the bigger dinosaurs later on, you can really see how they move, and it just looks so realistic and so awesome.
An expedition center will allow you to send dig teams around the world in search of new dino fossils. DNA can be extracted from these fossils, which our scientists can then turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood.
And as you heard by good old Cabot Finch, this is our expedition center. This is where you go to research fossils, explore the world, and try and find new dinosaurs to make. So I'm actually doing a quest for my entertainment division as well here. We're not going to go too deep into that in this episode, but if you guys are curious, this is a pretty complex game. But out goes our expedition crew to find some fossils, so we'll see what happens with those in the very near future. And while we're waiting for our expedition to finish, I decided to go back to the genome library to make another Struthiomimus because I figured he needed a friend. But I wanted to show you how the genome works. You can see my Struthiomimus is at 50%. 50% of a genome is the bare minimum you need to hatch the dinosaur. But the cool thing is, you generally don't want to do that unless you're at the start of the game like we are now, because they're gonna have health complications. They might not be as strong, they might not have as much defense, they might be aggressive, things like that. And I thought that was really, really cool. Now, how you up that genome is by going out on expeditions, looking for new fossils, and understanding that dinosaur a little bit more. Now, I thought this was really cool. The moment I let the Struthiomimus out, the other one was very curious about him, kind of introducing him to the land, and you can see they really have a bond. They're not just random dinosaurs randomly walking around. They actually interact with each other, which is really, really impressive. Our expedition crew has come back, and as you can see, they found a bunch of fossils. Now, each fossil is tied to a different dinosaur. I'm going for the Ceratosaurus, I hope I said that right, because it's obviously a meat eater, it looks really, really cool, and it was one of our rarest fossils. So the higher the rarity, the more DNA you can extract from that unit. And there's also certain things you can sell, like this Roidium here, to earn some extra money. With that DNA, we now have enough to make the Ceratosaurus, which is at 55%, so it's a little bit better than our other guy, and it's going to take a while to incubate him, but that's going to be our first meat eater. And with the expectation of a new main attraction coming in, I decided to do a viewing platform so the visitors can actually look at the dinosaurs. And you can see our dinosaurs showing off for them right now. We also have our first weather show. We got a nice rainfall going on right now. Now, it's supposed to get a little bit crazier at the other worlds. I didn't really mention this, but there's 5 different islands you can go to. The further you go, the more difficult they get. This is the starting island, so this is the basic one. But there's supposed to be like hurricanes and everything, and the weather's supposed to really, really affect you in terms of trying to keep these dinosaurs in their cages. And finally, after a long incubation period, our main attraction has been released, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is the Ceratosaurus, or at least something like that. But yes, this was our first meat eater, and check out even like the muscles. I don't know if you can notice in the legs, but even the sounds are amazing in this game. Now, the first thing he did when he came out of his cage is, of course, go over to a little bystander herbivore here. I don't know why it's not running away, but that's what happens when you mix herbivores and carnivores, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what bothered me most, though, is he kind of just stood above it, and even after a while, he didn't even touch the thing. So he was just asserting his dominance. So after that small incident, I thought it would be smart to maybe make a cage for the big man himself. He doesn't seem to get along with herbivores very well. So, yeah, I'm building the fence right now. It's got a really cool kind of bendy build style. I didn't really expect that at the start, so I built a very bad enclosure. But hey, I think he'll love it. It's wavy. It's art, you know? Of course, every enclosure needs a gate as well, so we can get in there and address if we need to. Now we move on to moving the dinosaur over there. And this was one of my favorite moments. You actually have to control, well, it's optional, I believe, to control the helicopter. But of course, when you're moving a dinosaur, you want to control that helicopter. And it's not just with the helicopters in this game. You can control most of the vehicles that you use. So if you have a Jeep, for example, you can control that if you want to. And it adds a new level of detail into a tycoon game like this. And here is our target right there. Of course, we have to tranquilize it before we lift this thing. So I had to get out with my little tranquilizer gun here and show you guys how bad I am at aiming. Actually, I had a few good shots here, I believe. All right, this is one right here. I think I actually hit it from this far away. I was pretty happy with myself after that. Took a few more shots to get him down, but after a while, we connected another tranquilizer shot, which I think is this one right here. There we go, and that should be enough to knock the guy down. So yeah, you can see him fall over. Now we gotta pick him up. So I thought this was cool as well. I have to add the task for my employees to extract this guy. I don't know if you could do it on your own. I decided to get them to do it though. So basically I had to click on the dinosaur and tell them where to put it down. Now that they have the coordinates, we just gotta wait for them. And here comes down whatever this thing is. I guess it's a dinosaur harness, guys. And I love this when you pick it up. Isn't it adorable? When they're totally knocked out, they seem so adorable. I just love the way it flopped upwards. But yes, that's going to take it over to its new cage so it doesn't eat any more of my dinosaurs. Imagine being in this park right now and just seeing this as you're walking down the walkway. Like, this is why we need Jurassic World in real life, guys. Can we not have that already? Well, we were transferring that. I also had a Triceratops incubating as well. So here is our third dinosaur. Of course, everybody loves a good Triceratops. Another herbivore, so hopefully this guy doesn't tussle with the other dinosaur in here, because he's had a rough time, man. And Triceratopses are badass, let's be honest here. There he goes. Check out that running animation. Looks fantastic. I think with this guy as well. Oh, he almost, I think he just, yeah, he's guarding the plant here maybe. I have no idea, but yeah, he's open, and we should see now. The big man himself has been unsedated, and he's clearly enjoying his new enclosure. I don't think he's very happy, but you know what? Too bad. That's what happens when you eat other dinosaurs, you little jerk. And of course, we're always making more dinosaurs. That's how we get new customers. This one, I believe, is called the Edmontonsaurus, and I believe this is the final one I had a chance to make. I really, really like this one, though, because watch what happens when it actually runs. It's kind of like a monkey, and it can stand on its back 2 legs. And let's see if it actually takes off here and starts galloping, because that's when it's really cool. So there we go. Look at it. That doesn't even look real, man. It's like a crazy non-jumping kangaroo. And clearly he was very hungry. Let out a good roar, buddy. You don't got any predators to deal with here, at least for right now. So, nearing the end of my play session, I decided to be a very bad park owner and, of course, open the gates. Just to see what happens. You know, this is all scientific, of course. We're gonna open these things up and see what happens. Sometimes they'll stay inside the gates, other times not so much. And the first dinosaur to experience some freedom was our little herbivore. Now, I love this, though. Look at the people in the distance. They are freaking out and running anywhere they can to get as far away as possible from this guy because, well, it's a dinosaur. Obviously, it can do some damage, even if it's just a little herbivore. And the big man's out, of course, as well. He's wandering right into the original enclosure that he started in. So I decided to be an even worse park ranger. I missed the gate chance there, so I had to get a little bit crafty. He's clearly very hungry, and he smelt his past kill, and I didn't want him to go over there, so we're just gonna block him in a little bit and make sure he goes for the human flesh. If you look at the distance here, the Triceratops in that little bush here doesn't like that I closed the door because he wants some fun too. So he's trying to break his way out of the freaking gate. Yes, the dinosaurs are losing their minds. Big Man has finally found his way to some human flesh, and this guy did the stereotypical cinematic fall there. And as you can see, a little bit of a glitches in the pathways here. I'm sure they're going to fix those, but yeah, there we go. There's our first major lawsuit, guys, and looks like it definitely filled up that guy. But the Triceratops didn't miss out. He's also out of his cage. He finally broke through that fence, and he's exploring as well. And unfortunately, that's where it wraps up for my 1 hour of gameplay. So I hope you guys enjoyed experiencing Jurassic World Evolution with me. Once again, this game's going to be coming out on June 12th. I'm definitely going to be playing some more of it then. But until then, unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to have to wait. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to know anything more about it, links will be in the description of this video. As always, thanks for watching and liking, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.